Hello. Hey everybody, this is episode 4 of the Hour of Design. My name is Ricardo. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited. This is the 4th one. That means that we've been doing this for a month and it's gone like crazy fast. I hope you've been liking them. I hope they get better with time as well, so bear with me. Okay, get in on the conversation. Tweet with #LiveDesign. Use a live chat on YouTube. And we're also in Pound Live Design on IRC at irc.mozilla.org. Other housekeeping notes. I have a design freebie to give out. Last week we designed an HTC One device for the Google Play Store assets. I've decided to open source that and you can use it in your own projects, in your own Google Play Store assets, who knows. But that is yours to take. I'll post a link to that very soon. Okay, let's get right to it because I think it's going to be a packed one today. Design Love Bomb of the week is going to. Sorry, these notes are actually available in the description below of the YouTube video, so you're good there. Rally Interactive is a website. Kudos to my friend Jess, an ex-colleague Jess, that recommended this website. It is actually really well thought out in terms of interaction design. So this is the site as you land. You know, small details to consider here, but I really like the animation of the ribbon, how it's moving very slowly. It's catching the attention. It doesn't just move. Take a look at that. It's actually expanding, contracting just a touch, just enough for you to feel the motion in the page. The really cool thing happens when you when you scroll down. It's when it's like, whop, there you go, mind blown. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's amazing. Sorry for making that sound, but really though, this is really, and I believe they have different pages. There we go. So Snowbird. There we go. They use it on Snowbird as well. All in all, I mean, that interaction was the first thing that stuck out. Obviously, they've put a lot of thought into it, but the whole site is quite nice. Look at the typography on this. It's really up to par. Small. I had to notice this. Look, woo! Awesome. Yeah, I'm just. Okay, what the really cool thing is the small, very small detail here, but it is far overlooked by someone that is just taking a look. But take a look at this. This is not fully white. This is a bluish tint of white. That makes a huge difference when you're reading the type. And it is more prominent here. There you go. And the white is definitely more orange to match the background of it. This is a very well designed and thought out, look at that, man. Designed and well thought out website. Take a look at them. beta.rallyinteractive.com. Kudos goes to them. They have animations on these icons as well. It's actually really well done. So that's the Design Love Bomb of the week. Let's take a look here. Okay, music that got me moving this week is Stepdad. That's the name of the band, Stepdad, and the name of the album is Wildlife Pop. Take a look at it. It's not really poppy. It's more, I don't know, indie type of music, I guess. But take a look at them. They got some pretty happening music. I like them. They made me dance in my seat. Google Play Store roundout. Okay, so now we're gonna head into the crux of the work today. Last week we started designing Google Play Store assets, and we actually did most of the work together during our hour. It was a really productive hour. I was really happy with the progress that we made in just 1 hour. What we were able to do was to create a device and to essentially start the iteration process for all these different marketing screenshots that we needed to get done. So I'm going to take a look. I'm going to demo this for you, essentially. This is what we have so far. This is the freebie that you're going to get. Whoever listens to this or watches this is going to get this freebie. And actually, whoever, because I'm just going to post it. So if you want to share with your friends, please do. This is fully vector shaped. So let's take a look here. So I'm going to take you very quickly. This is what we ended up in. Here we go. Discover great content from the world around you. Create a web made by you for you. Share the things you love with your friends. Experience a web in your language and community. And of course, free and open source, as is Mozilla's manifesto. So, when we left that time long ago, a week ago, I think we were here, we were somewhere here, we were thinking about different type treatments to give, either headline or an inline bolded element. We went for the inline bold, such as you see here, experience a web in your language and community, experience is bolded, mainly due to the fact that it gives more real estate, and also it read a little bit more naturally. It didn't read like a headline, subheadline, headline, subheadline. It read a bit more fluently and naturally, so that's why the left approach was what we decided. I initially went for these colors, actually. This was an iteration that was very, well, you can't see this because of my face. There we go. This was an iteration that I was very happy with, the green, orange, blue, and yellow. I was very happy with it. But I forgot that this is a very usual color pattern. We see this in many products. One of them, of course, is Chrome. Google Chrome is a big one. Look at that. Yellow, oh, check. Blue, check. Red, I got orange, and green, check. So that is Google. I essentially went for the Google color subconsciously. But not just that, of course, Microsoft is also big on that. Look at their logo. So these colors, though they're very attractive, at least for me, they're very primary, friendly colors. It's not something that we wanted to give the users maybe a inkling that we were part of Microsoft, or inkling that this was Google. We wanted to do a little bit more unique colors. So I went back and I started deriving these colors both from the UI toolkit that we had already, which I'm going to show you very quickly. You've seen this, I think, before. This is the interface colors that we're using. Think that Twitter little thing out. There we go, interface color. So taking the blue, taking the teal, and taking a variation of the plum here that we have at the bottom that we use for Tinker mode in the app. Taking that, extrapolating it, and using these colors, evolving them into more marketing materials as opposed to interface colors. Interface colors and marketing colors are different. The purpose is different. The purpose of an interface color, for example, would be to allow the content to speak for itself, and sometimes the UI needs to step back. Needs to be a little bit more muted. Well, in marketing contexts, though, in marketing, we want the color to stand out. We want the color to be bold and to be present. So that's where you can see that the difference between interface colors and marketing colors is a little bit different, but we can still derive the same value. We can derive different values from one swatch, or one color principle, I'm going to call it. So this is what gave me the original idea to use our normal interface blue. I made it a little bit of a modification to, as you can see, Discover Make. That's our normal blue, and I made it just a little bit more bold, again, more present, which is what I just said. Create was purple, as you can see here. Share I just took from, not from Microsoft, from teal here. This teal color, I just made it look a little bit different. Local, you know what? This yellow it works extremely. It's complementary to blue. Blue is our primary interface color, so why not use yellow? It works really well. And of course, later on, the last one, which is free and open, that is just our Mozilla Red. So here's the thing, though. Take a look at the top. Take a look at the bottom. Yeah, you can see differences even in the screen share here. So the difference is, look at the create, for example. That tint, that saturation of purple changed quite a bit. I wanted to make it look a little bit more, a bit more in line with our primary color, which was the blue. So I gave it a little bit more of a bluish tint as opposed to a red tint, which is what you can see above in the create, and in the below you can see a little bit more bluish purple. Over on the share side of things, here in the lower, whoops, there you go, here in the lower section, the teal is definitely more present. What happened was I tested these out and I put them together, and they were just not popping out enough. Oops, I used the word popping. I don't like using that. Make it pop, Ricardo. Anyway, but they weren't enhanced enough as I wanted to show them, especially in the context of marketing, in context of Google Play Store. We always have to keep that in mind, where the design is going to live. It's going to live, in the midst of hundreds of thousands, millions, maybe I should say, of screenshots. So they do have to be present. Over on the local side, I bumped up the saturation of the red, of the yellow, and of course of the red. That is, you can see it quite clearly. And that was the end of it. We did it. Little modifications that happened with the device. I gave it a nice camera. When we finished last week, the camera was looking quite terrible. I just gave it a circle there. Abstract camera, yes, but not a nice looking camera, especially because it's so much of the focus. I wanted to make it look more like a camera, so I did it. And similar to Rally Interactive, actually, the whites here are not pure whites. So the white in this device, as you can see here, is a very, very, very blue, very light bluish tint of the white. But let's take a look at here. Well, here, this white has a very small tint of purple. And you can guess it that over here on this side, the white has a very subtle tint of teal. That is so that the white can look more uniform. It can belong more with this clashing color behind it, which is such as a teal or such as a yellow. So not using a pure white helped in that. Small details, but they matter in the end. And that's what we came up with. So that is currently the iteration that we're going to test against. This can change. This will change, actually, because we need to account for different languages. Google Play Store allows you to change up the assets of the Google of your app based on a locale. So we will change this to different languages. Maybe try some different colors. Maybe it turns out that this teal didn't work so well. Maybe it wasn't performing. We can A/B test that, actually. So there's a lot that we can do, and I think all of us think that this is a great start, and something that we definitely want to continue pursuing in these types of iterations. So that's what I have for that. That's just like a nice little update. Let me close Microsoft. There we go. And moving on, 13 minutes in. But I'm glad I showed you that. Oh, you want to see a very bad iteration of Mozilla Heart? So we have a Mozilla Heart. It looks like this, and I just made it sort of 80s style. I wanted to fan out, but it was a bad idea. So I abandoned that, but it was good that I explored nonetheless. I also explored the Mozilla logo in the context of the device, but what I ended up with was just the Mozilla with some nice stars there. I think it breaks the pattern here of the devices very well. Okay, for real, moving on. I'm sorry, I'm not lying. So we have featured graphics in Google Play Store, and we have this Mozilla Webmaker, Create, Discover, Share. I have some amazing news. We have a new logo. That is amazing. So currently we have this. There you go. This is what it currently exists, Mozilla Webmaker. This is a flatted out version of our logo. It's sort of like a threaded needle to indicate that you're making the web. These are woven aspects. So we have that. The only problem is that there's whoops. Oh no. There's far too much detail. Look at that. There's far too much detail for this to matter significantly in the context of an icon or in the context of something other than print, to be honest with you. So we sought to change this icon, and what you're about to see, it was only a small part me. It was huge. A very, very strong effort from my colleague Jordan Gushwa. He is the one that led the concept and led the direction of this new icon that I'm about to show you. So if you need to give him props, if you want to give props, you should give him props. So we have a new logo. Thank you, Jordan Gushwa. Let me see if I can find it. Love Gushwa? I should just ping him. Hey, what's your website, man? I will. I totally will. what's your website? Okay, so I did it. I'll post it, and then when I save it, you'll be able to see it in your notes. But Jordan made absolutely amazing work here. So this is our new logo. We have two versions of the logo, a dark and a white, based on the context that logo would live in. And I just want to show you something. While we're here, I want to show you the color studies that we both did. So this was a really nice exploratory work between Jordan and I. Jordan started. He actually has a file where he explored this shape that now is a predominant icon. He explored many different shapes, many different M's, many different W's, different type treatments, and this is this one treatment, for example, a flat M, a flat W, and then this woven aspect to it, sort of like adds depth. Well, our Webmaker app has a lot of depth. We have a lot of pages, so this was actually perfect. We even explored this one over here, just a W in Webmaker. But we found that it wasn't playful enough. So Jordan did all this. I then started playing around with colors here at the bottom here. I started adding a bit more interface colors to the mix, and then I decided to, this circle was great. I mean, it's very symmetrical. It's awesome, but maybe changing the shape of the circle was going to yield more friendly results. We wanted this to really feel like a friendly app, as it is. It's our goal. You just saw the marketing material. It's very bold and playful. So we wanted to do that. So I started working with different shapes here, different sort of like laid, interwoven circles that weren't perfect, so I just morphed them a little bit, using just would draw a shape and then would modify that shape. So I have different iterations here, and then I showed this to the team, to Matthew and to Jordan, and we started talking about it. They started giving me feedback, and I think Matthew said, "Hey, why don't you just take this white here, and just put it by itself? Maybe it doesn't need this background." And I said, "Sure, let's give it a shot." And there you go. That was it. Why don't you turn it into a nice icon? Then Jordan took over, and he did the final color pass to it. So he came up with a dark version and a white version, which is perfect, because we do need both. Check that out. It's not fully white. That's great, because I see that very subtle attention to an off-white. We always wanted to do a very nice gradient on the W, as you can see from these iterations. No, not those ones. Those are flat. Anyway, there's one of them here that has a nice gradient to it. Actually, you know what? This one right here. Boom. So we always wanted to do a nice gradient, but we wanted to first start out with solid colors. Jordan did the very, very nice gradient, and we're good. That's what we're doing right now. I think we might just do a couple of more iterations, very minor iterations, but for now, this is what we're going with. So I'm extremely excited to have this and to be able to update all of our assets and have that in the App Store. Within the App Store, it actually looks really cool so far. So let's see. It's broke because I don't pay my rent. Okay. Well, I'll pay it soon. Okay, well, there you go. Now you know, folks, that Jordan will pay his internet rent soon. Anyway, so yeah, huge kudos goes to Jordan for this, and it was amazing to have that collaborative aspect of creating this icon. So, like I said, this is what we currently have. I need to make it better. You know what? Let's not even focus on making it better. I just need to make it adhere to our new icon, and that can sometimes be a little bit of a challenge. So let's take a look at this. So what I did was, turns out that Illustrator does not really play so well. Sketch doesn't play so well with Illustrator files that have gradients. Actually, I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of what I discovered here. So take a look. And, well, there you go. That's it. So it did. of course, port the image just as I wanted, but we're missing two objects there, two little paths, and those paths just happen to be the ones that have the gradient, as you can see here. So Sketch just can't handle it right now. So what I decided to do was, and I'm going to make it better, but I think for iteration, I might want to do this. What I'm about to do right now, just exported some normal PNGs. There you go, logo and logo dark, and I'm just going to play with them. I'm going to import both into Sketch here, and I'm going to work with those. I'm going to shrink them. Not the best, really. You don't want to do that. You don't want to shrink a PNG asset and then actually export that to the Google Play Store. No, no, no. That's not something that you should do. But in the context of the hour of design and in the context of exploration and iteration, that's exactly what we will do. So I just did it. Here we go. 120. So let's take a look here. I mean, this looks so beautiful. I love this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and remove this this M for now. There we go, done, removed. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to separate these guys. Just the Mozilla from the Webmaker. The Webmaker will become something different. I think the best way forward is to stack them up. I also need this create, discover, share. I think we're going to go for a slogan or a tagline. Remember how we were talking about Volvo last week? Talking about Volvo last week and how their slogan or tagline is really solid. The For Life one. I really love one. I love that. There we go. Look at that. But man, oh man. Okay, we want to quickly just iterate on something, right? I believe this is OpenSense. If it is OpenSense, I'm just going to use text instead of, distorting vectors. Oh, though it wouldn't be restoring, it would be scaling, but still better to work with. Just pure text. And I think it is. So I'm just do something that a lot of designers do, which is just copy exactly how it is. If you don't have an asset, you just like copy it and draw lines. I mean, it's good enough. Nope, it's not good enough. That's good. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. And the reason why I'm stacking them is just so that we have some more vertical rhythm, because I think it might be too long. Like this, for example. I mean, it's all right, but maybe it's a little bit too long. It's like draws out. I'm not quite sure. I love that. So, and then this can really set very nicely. So I'm going to use this as a guide to. There we go. Vertically align those, and now that's. Although, you know what? Maybe I should align to the baseline. Don't you think? Maybe yeah. Okay. Well, I will definitely do that. But first, let me do this. Okay, so let's take a look here. Where could this live? What would be nice maybe is to squeeze this to the size of Webmaker. Let's see if that works. And I don't want Fear for now. I want OpenSense just because Webmaker is OpenSense. What about OpenSense condensed? No. Oh, that's 3 different types all in one. That's terrible. Okay. We want to have consistency in type, right? We don't want 3 different font families altogether. that wouldn't look so good. It would look disorganized. It can be as organized as possible visually, but if it looks disorganized, if it has different fonts, then it will primarily look disorganized. I'm going to also do another iteration without this tagline. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to say, listen, folks, this just doesn't work. And, if I have a compelling rationale for this, then good. Oh, it's back up, paid my tax. Yay. Okay. I don't know if he knows this, that he's like live or if he's watching. But Evernote, there we go. Thank you, Jordan Goshua, for the awesome logo. That's, wow, okay. Just gonna make it a link here. There we go. So Dr. Committee is his internet, is his website. So there you go. Credit where credit is due, definitely. Mozilla Webmaker, create, discover, share. Well, for now. Man, if only that looked good. That looks not good. This actually looks very busy right now. So, not terribly pleased with it, but it is an iteration and we will continue. So let's take a look. Where am I drawing this blue from? Oh, there it is, this rectangle. There we go. Okay, so let's change this. And an idea that I have is to use this essentially, like our, there we go, our sapphire. So I'm going to just, oh, there you go. I'm just going to sample it here. And I'm going to, sorry, I have so many documents open, sorry. There we go. And hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. How do you feel about that? Okay, so this is in the center. I'm going to draw some rules here to see this fragmentation. Yeah, you couldn't see it. Hopefully you can see that fragmentation happening on the edges. That's why you do not shrink up a PNG. Bad idea. But like I said, I just needed to work with it. If not, that means I'm pretty much going to have to do this in Illustrator eventually, but I'm far less speedy in Illustrator than I am in Sketch. So for the purpose of our interaction, this is better and faster. So, oh, you know what? There we go. You know what? One of my colleagues, Matthew, has given me some excellent feedback, and that is to, instead of, if I want different iterations, instead of just working on the same one, I always forget to just duplicate and move. There you go. So now we have one iteration, and this, what I'm doing here, I'm aligning this to the baseline of the icon here. I think this is not going to look so well. Nope. And you know what? Because this is if this is a perfect square, it would actually look like it's part of baseline, but because it's rounded, we need to account for that. The eye immediately goes up, and if you take a look, Webmaker, the baseline, meaning like the bottom edges here, they look like they're even lower than the icon. But if I turn on my rules, you're going to see that that is incorrect. They're perfectly aligned. That is just your eyes playing tricks on you. There you go. And that's why we adjust for that visual play. So look at that. That looks a bit better. Okay. Another iteration. Let's go duplicate that. Nope. There. I always forget to turn this on, and sometimes it's helpful for me to show you. I'm sorry, you know what? I shouldn't be doing this right now. Control escape. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to align it to the top. This blue might be a little bit too dark for. Remember that I just talked about marketing materials and how it needs to, like, needs to be dominant and it needs to have a presence. Maybe this is not. Oh, that's better. I think that's better. Between this and that. And you might be like, Ricardo, man, you're going crazy. What is the difference? Well, one is aligned to the top and one is aligned to the bottom a little bit more. But the one that is aligned to the top seems to work a little bit better. But let's see if I need to. Yeah, you know what? There we go. Okay, so I want to run with this one and use the same type treatment, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the alternate logo, the logo dark, which is this one right here. Ooh, how will this work? How will this work, I wonder? And we said it was 140 by 140. Okay, so logo. Oh, no. They don't seem to be the same shape, actually. I wonder if Jordan intended that, or is this an oversight? They're different. Even the roundedness, they're different. Okay, something to investigate. That's good to know. I will definitely file that up with. So look, this is how I actually derive a slightly off hue color. There we go. And let's make this the. Let's make this that color. Ooh, will this work? Maybe it will. A white version. I will provide this. I will send this for feedback when our session is over in about half an hour. Time goes by so fast when I'm with you guys. There we go. I need to really go this here. I will help you. Okay, sorry. Continuing, let's move on. I like the white, but maybe that's just because I like more clean stuff and more, nice breathing space. Again, the thing that concerns me is that this is the sizes are different. So let's take a look at Illustrator. Oh, please help me, someone. Oh, sorry. You know what? No, this seems to be quite. Is it Command tilde? Yeah, haha. You're not gonna beat me. No, you know what? Shift tilde? Nice. There we go. Okay. It seems to be exactly the same, so I don't know what is my problem. Jordan did tell me that the values of the greens are different, and that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad that he picked up on that small detail. But again, I do wonder. Oh my God! It was 120. I feel like an idiot. Sorry. Now that's like everyone's gonna know that I messed up, and it's the thing about these live design sessions that it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so Mozilla Webmaker. You know what? I didn't realize this, but I removed. I think I hid the layer for the slogan, the tagline there that we might want to work on. So, huh? I think a slogan would actually would work better like this, when Mozilla and Webmaker are together in one line, and then the create, discover, share, the tagline is at the bottom, because I assume here that then Webmaker, then create, discover, share is going to look like it's not going to make a nice for nice type, because Mozilla is bold, Webmaker is big but thin, and then create, discover, share will be thin but small. So we have different font weights here at play, and that concerns me a little bit, because I don't think it's gonna look so good. But I really do like this Mozilla Webmaker, Mozilla at the top and Webmaker at the bottom. But I think we will display inline to see how it's gonna work out, and I really do like this one here, this one iteration. I'm gonna do one more iteration, and that one will be with our default blue, our actual blues here, our interface blue. Ooh, doesn't look so good, does it? This doesn't even require to be saved, because it's no good. It's no good. The color clashed way too much, and it ended up just creating disharmony. And what we want is to create harmony. I'm gonna try it on the white. It's all right, but it's not what we want. So I'm gonna just very quickly sampling different colors of this teal. I'm also going to choose our own teal. That doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna choose our own teal, and I'm gonna do it right now. Someone's clapping. Okay. I'm gonna choose our own teal, and I'm gonna use it here. Maybe that's our. I guess I'm not copying it here. Okay, that's our own teal. That's the interface color teal. We use that in secondary buttons, things like that. So it gets lost a little bit. What about our marketing teal? Remember how we made a different color for marketing, which is this one. So it's right here. We're getting somewhere there. It might be two teals, so who knows? I'm going to make another one here, and this time I'm going to go off the rocker and do my purple. I really like this purple because it has a very nice bluish tint to it. And then, of course, I'm going to do another one. Sorry that I'm so zoomed out here. Another one, and this one will have a yellow. We have to see different options in order for us to settle on one, and some might look very weird, like this one. I don't think this is going to work too well. I think this works better. I think this works the best. I think this works the bestest. Is this our interface dark blue or sapphire, to use that there. At the top, though, I wouldn't mind seeing that. This is something that we can A/B test, by the way, and then we can see how it looks on the Google Play Store. We're gonna update the Google Play Store very quickly with a new build, so we can choose which one to go for the top or the bottom. I think I like the bottom a little bit better, but this one has a nice element to it. So 1 second, sorry. We're getting down to the details here, so. We're releasing the app very soon to everyone, to you guys. So this will help us very much, and you can see that the details now are what matter. Is not the broad strokes right now, like creating a lot of UI, but it's the smaller elements like these Google Play Store assets. I was hoping to get to start designing Webmaker desktop with you. So it's really, really exciting. We are working on Webmaker for Android. We're going to shift and start working on a Webmaker for desktop, so a desktop application that that everyone can use, and we hope that you folks find it exciting as well. No, so dark is not going to work. Okay, just remove that because that's not an iteration that we like to have. Man, oh man, oh. I like this still. You know what I like about this is that it really enhances the icon, the woven aspect of this M and the W. It really enhances it. It puts it in right up front because the contrast is quite great. When you do something like this, the contrast is there, but you can see that it's quite toned down. It is very, very toned down. It's almost blends, you could say. I mean, the outline of the white really helps. This purple, though, I really do like it. With teal, doesn't seem to jive very well. This was a shot in the dark, and I don't think it's going to work. So we have different iterations for color treatments. Now, like I mentioned to you folks, we need a inline version of this. So this Mozilla Webmaker, that's what we need. Yeah. So it is a live stream.
And you are live.
I am live. You want to say hi to everyone? That was Jalen. Hi, Jalen. Okay, so let's take a look. We said inline, right? Okay. Red Bull indeed. Actually, I don't drink. I don't drink Red Bull. Okay, so I'm going to make all this have this color. There we go. Bye-bye. And now I'm going to place it in line. And it's going to be a nice little feedback to you to get from the design team. Which one do you think is better for us? Stacked or in line? Ooh, this in line is a bit rough though. It doesn't seem to be in proportion. So in order for this to work, I would posit the argument that it needs to be bigger. The icon would need to be bigger in order to adapt to this. This layout, the inline layout. So okay, we have that. That doesn't look bad actually, right? Okay, so I'm going to quickly duplicate this layer, this artboard, and we're gonna work on the create, discover, share. I think I have it somewhere here. It's just hidden, and so it is. I need to make it this color here. We said open sans regular. Let me just make it semi-bold, I guess. I don't know. I don't love it, but I'm gonna work on it. So apparently there's a tornado warning here in southwestern Ontario. But right now it's like sunny skies, which is interesting, right? I kind of like it. I'm getting there. I think it might be, no, again, why do I do opacity? It's not opacity I'm trying to solve against. It's, oh my goodness, it's 3:45 already. Whoa. Okay. I can work with this. Uh, regular did not work. Semi-bold does not work. Maybe regular works. No, sorry. Regular does work. Okay, so that's one. That's a great one. And you know what? I think I can, now that we're starting to evolve the Webmaker, I think I can just remove this and place our own, the one that we created with text, and just tighten up the kerning a little bit. I have a design critique in 9 minutes, so in 9 minutes we are we're off the air. Whoops. Okay, I like that more. So I'm getting this. This is probably my favorite. You know what? I don't know. Maybe this won't work, especially when we start putting in this discover, create, share business. See how I don't think this would be such a clear winner. I grunt because I need feedback from my peers at this point. I think it's going to be helpful to have that, which is great. A great part of Hour of Design is that I have design critique right after. So whatever I share and I work with you, I'm able to immediately get feedback, and that's pretty great. Okay, this is my favorite. Now, I'm just for posterity, I'm going to very quickly do an iteration of this in the dark, and you know, send me a tweet. Tell me which one you liked the best. I'm not using full white, am I? Yes, I am. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, but we'll see. For now, let's say I'm using full white. Remember, I don't want to use full white, and I'm not right now. I'm sampling from this off-white that I have. But I need this asset, the light asset, and I need to place it here. We also talked about the fact that we need to make this asset larger and bump it up to 140. So there we go. Okay. Helpful trick. If you want to place something exactly where it was, all you need to do is lower the opacity, bring it right back up, and there you go. You have it. Okay, so now we're back, and we have these two very nice iterations at the top and here, left, right, and I have yet another one. Yet another one here. There we go. So I'm going to move it up. And I'm also going to move this one. So these are sort of like the finalists, I think. You know, we tried different colors. I don't think I was too successful. I'm going to place this for consideration as well, because I want to get some feedback. Hey, maybe it's an avenue worth pursuing. These, however, I'm going to keep because I like keeping everything, even if it turned out to be a little bit terrible. But these are the non-contenders. Solid effort, though. Solid effort. Never discount some bad stuff, because in the future they can actually be quite helpful. You've seen me here. Like episode 1, I worked with patterns that I thought were actually really ugly when I was creating the landing page, and I iterate on them, and they didn't look bad. So this is what we have. And I'm just sharing. There you go. So we'll see. We'll see what everyone thinks. But I think it's good. I think it's good for us, good enough for us. And then, of course, once I land on something that I'm happy with, sorry for that fragmentation that you saw right now. Once that feel like I've arrived at something that I'm happy with, I have to do this promo graphic, which is just a very, very small rendition of the exact same thing. I might change a little bit of the content to make it suit a very small screen, but overall, I think these iterations are quite nice and something that we can actually. I'm happy for 10 minutes. If you're still watching this, thank you very, very much. I know this was a bit more tedious than before. Last week we were doing some fun stuff, creating devices and stuff like that in vectors. But this week it's been a little bit more focused, more color driven. So that's what we learned today. It's how to see colors more harmoniously. Harmoniously, nice adverb. Okay. So it's 3:51. And I have something that I'm comfortable showing today at Critique with my peers. Perfect. So, Webmaker UI for desktop. This is going to come next week. Next week, I'll be working for sure with you on this Webmaker UI for desktop. So far, we've only been working on Android, but we need to start thinking about how to port that over to a desktop layout and to a desktop app. Luke, our UX designer, he has already done some very nice wireframes, some thinking here with the desktop players. So you can see that I'm going to need a bar. Maybe I'll add a sidebar. This inside, I think it's going to look very similar to what we have right now on the device. But the header, I think, needs some thinking regarding UI. We need to make it look very nice. And of course, the actions need to come out very easily, the primary action. So that's going to happen next week. On the wish list this week is called the Do Book. Do Book is sort of like a collection. Think about it like a series of TED Talks, but in book format. Do Breathe, Do Disrupt, Do Protect, Purpose, Story. Actually, this is more specifically on my wish list is the story. How to tell your story so the world listens. Very, very up my alley. That's what I want. Oh, I love telling stories, and I want people to, listen, not get bored when I do tell a story. But they're all this slow living and smart working categories that I do suggest you take a look at. It's called the dobook.co for company. Quote of the week. This is a really good quote. It comes from Donald Norman. He is, of course, pioneer in user experience design. His book, Emotional Design, is groundbreaking, shattering, earth-moving. You should definitely read it. When people are anxious, they tend to narrow their thought processes. Concentrating on aspects directly relevant to a problem. And that makes sense, right? When we're stressed, we tend to narrow our focus because we want to get that one job done. Well, the problem, it is a useful strategy, as he says. This is a useful strategy in escaping from danger, but not in thinking of imaginative new approaches to a problem. I think what Donald here, the old Donnie's trying to say is that if we want to solve a problem, we need to start with a broad focus. We need to start big, as big as possible. And then through that process, then we can start narrowing down on an option in a solution that we think is innovative, and maybe we'll move forward. This can be applied to anything. I mean, we just saw that with this right here. We did some wacky ideas like yellow. We did some different layouts. We started a little bit more broad, and now we actually have pretty much the same color family. We narrowed our process a little bit down. So that's something that has been very helpful for me, is to always start big and end small, instead of being like, oh, I gotta get the color right, and then you spend forever trying to get that color right because you've narrowed your process so small. Have feedback, get in touch with me through Twitter, IRC, email. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you hate it. That's okay. It is feedback nonetheless. Let me know. Otherwise, 5 minutes early, let's call it. What do you say? Let's call it. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week we'll be working on some Webmaker desktop things, which is quite nice. In 2 weeks, I'm very excited. I think I'm going to do a live. Everyone, the whole team, the whole organization will be co-located at Whistler. So I think I'll do an impromptu, with everyone, a Whistler session. Who knows? I'm actually very excited about it. Hopefully it'll pan out well. But in 2 weeks, that's coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.